What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Handyman for Hire YouTube channel. I have recently noticed that many of you viewers like my heating furnace replacement videos, my air conditioning videos, and I've decided that I really enjoy the HVAC side of things. I'm a licensed HVAC contractor by trade, and so I started this channel as a handyman channel, but moving forward I'm going to be dedicating all of the videos to tips that DIYers, homeowners can make use of when it comes to their HVAC system. You can save thousands and thousands of dollars being able to have the knowledge to work on your HVAC system. So I want to share that with you, and I appreciate you guys' support. In this video, we're going to be showing the top 3 things that I find when I get called to go to a service call. They are very easy, and you can totally fix your air conditioning, save a bunch of money, and feel good knowing that you did it yourself. Number 1, I'm going to lump 2 things together because they're very similar, is dirty condensing unit coils right here and dirty air filters. This is something that will freeze up your unit pretty easily. If you don't have enough airflow going through the furnace, it can freeze up. And if you have got too much debris and dust in these coils, this can prevent air from properly sucking through here and out the fan. Now I'm going to show you how to clean this condensing unit right now. It's very easy. You don't even need any detergent or anything. All you need is a water hose and you'll be good to go. Now my coils, as you can tell, there's a little bit of stuff here, but overall the coils are very clean. Like I said, all you need is a hose bib like this. You can even use it without this and just put your thumb over it and squirt it down. One thing you do not want to do is get a pressure washer and hit these, because you can bend these fins. You can see there was a spot here where there was some that were bent slightly, like right in there. I think that was just from shipping these fins pushed into it. But you can bend this if you've got too much pressure. With a regular hose, you don't have to worry about that. But basically all you're gonna do, you're gonna start at the top. My coils are not even dirty, but look how much dirt is actually coming out, even though they don't look dirty. So I make it a habit to just come out here every once in a while. It's right next to where my hose bib is anyway. So all you have to do is just rinse all the debris off on all sides. And this is going to keep your unit from giving you problems, and it will also, lengthen the life of your system for sure. All right, so that's number 1. Obviously, if your filter is dirty, just replace it in the furnace. Hopefully that should be the first thing that you should do with your HVAC system, is make sure you know where the air filter is located. So number 2 on our list of most common things that we'll get called for is a clogged condensate drain. Now my particular house has a condensate pump instead of just a pipe that comes out, but more than likely most places, especially if your furnace or your AC is in the attic, you will have just a PVC coming out somewhere and water will be dripping out of there, probably somewhere around where your condensing unit is. Sometimes it's in a weird location, but it will typically be on the bottom side of your home. And basically all you have to do is, sometimes if you can get your head down there, you can just blow in this as hard as you can, and that will push debris back to where it came from, and it will allow water to continue flowing. If you have a pan up there that's full of water and you do this, be prepared for a bunch of water to dump out. So many times you can just blow in it and clear that debris. If you can't, if it's a really long line and you just don't have enough breath to blow through there, you can just get an air nozzle with a big cone or something like this and just blast it with air, and that'll blow the debris back, doing the same thing, and then the water will come out. And typically you'll have a safety switch up there, so as soon as you see the water dump out, the safety switch will close and then your system will come back on. Now in my case, what we've got in our basement is a condensate drain that comes out of the furnace box or the coil here, and it goes down to this condensate pump. Now the condensate pump has a safety switch, so if this pump stops working, it will turn off the furnace and everything. Now one way you can check this condensate pump is if you look on one of the corners, you'll notice here that there's a hole, and if this pump is full of water, the odds are is it's not working. Sometimes you can jiggle it, see if we can get it to turn on. Just doesn't have enough water in there. If it's just on the verge of going out, you can sometimes jiggle that and the condensate pump will come on. So whether you've got a regular condensate drain that comes out like this, or if you've got one in your basement that has a condensate pump, check the condensate drain because that's a very common thing. It's very easy. So number 3 is another very common thing, very easy thing to repair yourself, and it's the start run capacitor. Now these are about 15 to 20 bucks, maybe even less on Amazon. And I'm gonna show you how to replace this so that if you have a bad capacitor, you'll know how to do it. And you can even get one of these and keep it in stock in your home so that when it's 105 degrees out, you don't have to call someone. You just see what the symptoms are and you can pop a new one in and you're good to go. All right, so if you have a bad capacitor, there are a couple of things that you'll notice when you come out here to your outside unit. If you're inside and you put the thermostat down to say 70 degrees and it's 80 degrees in the house, so it's calling for air conditioning, you come out here and say you see this, you don't see a fan running, you hear nothing coming from the unit. That's one scenario in which you could have a bad capacitor. Number 2 is if you come out here and just the fan is spinning and you can't hear the compressor, that's another scenario in which the capacitor could be bad. And the third is if you hear the compressor running, it sounds like a buzzing sound, but you don't see this fan spinning, that could be another scenario in which the capacitor is bad. So I'll show you how to do this real quick. All you need is either a 5/16 or 1/4 inch. Each manufacturer is different, but typically there's just 2 little screws that hold this little panel on here. So we're going to pop these 2 screws out just like that. This whole piece will come out and you'll see the electronics in here. Now my system has a few more components because I added this. It's an awesome thing to do on your AC. I'm going to do a whole nother video about adding what's called a hard start kit. But normally all you would see in here is your little capacitor right here and your contactor. Now what you can do if your capacitor is good, and be very careful, all of this is live, it's got live power, so always make sure if you're touching something to have it insulated, use the handle. Don't ever touch metal to any of these components as you could electrocute yourself. Now to verify that our capacitor is probably bad, if we push in on this little tab here and the unit kicks on, our capacitor is not bad, because the capacitor will not let the unit run when this is pushed in. Now a couple of things you can notice with your capacitor. One is if the top of this is mushroomed out and these aren't pointed straight up, they're kind of at an angle because it's kind of ballooned out, it's pretty much a guarantee that the capacitor is bad. So all you have to do is note what the capacitor says. This one says 45 plus 5. So what you would do is go on Amazon, type in 45-5 capacitor. Titan is one of the most common brands, but it doesn't really matter what brand it is. And this will be a replacement for your capacitor. Now, if your capacitor is not mushroomed out, nothing looks abnormal, and you want to verify 100% that your capacitor is bad, here's how you can do that. So you will need a multimeter. Pretty much all multimeters will have this setting right here. Looks like an arrow pointed to a T. That is for microfarads. So what we're gonna do with it on this setting is we're gonna locate the 3 terminals. This is the 3 that you'll have on any AC unit. You'll have fan, common, and herm, which stands for hermetic. That's your compressor pin right there. So if we go between hermetic and common and just hold these down, notice what we've got, 45.2 microfarads. Now remember, this is a 45-5 plus or minus 5 degrees. So we're right at 45 between common and hermetic. Between common and fan, we've got right at 5. So this capacitor is good. Now if you do this test and you go between common and hermetic and you see a 1 or a 6 or a 0 or an OL, this means that your capacitor is bad. And that's how you verify if you need a new capacitor. Now one method is you can open up your unit if you want to be proactive and you can get the exact capacitor that you need, or you can go and you can pick up one of these. They're a little bit more expensive, but this can be used for any system. It has different pins up here at the top, and the middle one is your common pin. So this is a 20 MDF, 10, 2.5, 5, and 6. So basically with this one, this was set up previously off of another unit that I replaced, but they combined a 10 MDF and a 25 to make a 35. So they just put a little jumper wire here, and then you can just put your wire from the compressor on one of these pins or one of these pins because they're connected, and then the common to this one. And then most fans are a 5 microfarad. So you would put your fan wire on this one and common to this one. So this can be used for any different setup, whether it's a 30-5, 35-5, 40-5, 45-5, this will work. So if you just want an easy replacement, just pop the panel off the side of your unit, see what the numbers are, order one on Amazon, and you'll have it ready for a rainy day. Well, believe it or not, guys, those are the 3 things that I get called the most for. People don't know that's what it is, but when I get there, those are the top 3 things that are wrong with AC units. And again, they're very easy for you to do. So I hope you found this video helpful. Maybe it saved you some money. If so, like this video, leave me a comment in the comments. If you would like to see a specific video about your heating and air system, leave it in the comments and we'll do our best to accommodate. But thanks again for watching. We'll catch y'all in the next one. Later.